Good morning, children. Welcome back. Hope you all are fine. In the previous classes, we studied about various landforms. In this class, we will study about the impact of the landforms on the life of people. See, we studied about mountains, we studied about plains. The relief is entirely different. The agriculture practices of the people living in mountains and plains are entirely different. The crop that are cultivated by these people are different. So these all show that the places of living or the relief will have a lot of impact in the life of people. In today's class, we will study about that. Mountainous region is inaccessible because of the difficulty in making roads or railway lines. So it is very difficult to reach in the mountainous regions. It is not easy to construct roads or railway lines. Many a time we have to cut along the sides of the hills to make roads. So these all make transport very difficult in mountainous regions. Another important reason, it is not easy to cultivate or to practice agriculture in mountainous or hilly regions because of mainly two reasons. The topography is slope. Because of the slope of land, it is not easy to cultivate there. The soil layer is very thin and so it is not very fertile. These all cause the farmers to get very low yielding. So generally farmers do not prefer to cultivate in the hill slopes or on the mountainous regions. Very limited agricultural activities can be practiced there. At certain areas, they practice terrace farming. The slope of the hill is cut like steps, and there they practice agriculture. Still, it is practiced in a very limited scale. Mountains act as natural barriers. They prevent the hot wind blowing as well as the cold wind. If the Himalayas are not there in the northern part of the country, the North India would be freeze because of the cold, chilled wind that blows from the Tibetan plateau. But Himalaya, because of the Himalaya, it acts as a natural barrier. Similarly, the mountains cause a rainfall. When the clouds that cause a rain are moving along with the wind, the mountains stop their further advancing, and as a result, the the side of the mountain that faces the wind will have a heavy rainfall. There will be no rain in the other side of the mountain because it was not possible for the wind to carry the cloud. The mountain blocked the movement of the rain cloud. Many rivers are originating from the mountains, and these rivers, they help a lot for the irrigation. If there are no mountains, it is almost impossible for the rains for the rivers to originate. Almost all the rivers are originating from the mountains. Thus, mountains help in irrigation as well as providing water to the people. The slope of mountains provide rich pasture. Because of the grasslands, cattle rearing is greatly practiced in the mountain slope. Not only that, the side of the mountain which faces the wind will get a very heavy rainfall, which in turn caused the growth of lush green forest. This forest provide timber or wood which have a large number of various utilities. Mountains provide facilities for the generation of electricity. When a river flows through a valley, on both sides we can find mountain. A dam is constructed to block the flow of water, and from that water electricity is generated, which is called hydroelectricity. Hydro power stations are possible to make only in the mountainous regions, because both sides there will be mountains. Thus, mountains help a lot in the generation of electricity. Mountainous region provide a very good climate. So we can find a large number of tourist destinations are developed in the hilly regions. Kulu, Manali, Dalhousie, these are some of the important hill stations. The mountains, they provide a very favorable climate. A large number of people used to visit there in the hot summer, because the climate of the mountains are very cool and pleasant. Thus, mountains, they promote tourism. So far, we have seen about the features or importance of mountains. At the same time, mountains have a lot of disadvantages too. Already we have seen one. It was very difficult to construct roads or railway lines in a hilly region or a mountainous region. So it is very difficult for the people living in the hilly regions to have contact with the people living in the plains. Most of the hilly areas remain inaccessible. Not only that, we can't find any large industries there in the mountainous regions due to the difficulty in transporting raw materials as well as the finished product. No industry prefer to operate from a mountainous region. Then the productivity from agriculture also will be very less due to the less fertility of soil. This all cause the people living in hilly areas or mountainous regions to have low economic growth. Their economic stability, their economic growth will be far lesser than the people living in the plains. The hilly areas are very prone to various natural disasters like earthquake, then landslides and all. So because of these reasons, people generally do not prefer to live in the mountainous regions. Their life itself will be very difficult there. There will be inaccessibility of reaching. The economic growth will be negative or very limited. Because of these reasons, we can find the hilly areas are less populated or very sparsely populated. Let us see the impact of plains in the life of people. Compared to a mountain, a plain is very fertile. Because of that, a large number of agricultural activity will be carrying out in the plains, and the fertility of the soil in the plains also will be very high, because the plains are rich in alluvial soil. So, a large number of people prefer to live in plains because of the high productivity or because of the high yielding in agriculture. Not only that, it is very easy to construct roads and railway lines in plains. The cost of construction is very less compared to the hilly areas. This all cost the industries to set up there in the plains, because these industries can very easily transport their raw materials as well as the finished product. Because of the high yielding of agriculture as well as the presence of large number of industries, the plains are generally thickly populated. When we studied about the mountains, we learned that mountains are very thinly populated because of the difficult situations that exist there. Whereas the plains are thickly populated because of the favorable conditions exist there. Some plain areas are thinly populated. In one of the previous classes, we have seen it. Tundra region is a plain land, but it is very sparsely populated because of the extreme cold climate existed there in the Tundra region. It is very sparsely populated. Not many people live there. Similarly, the deserts are plain. Still, very few people live in the desert because of the harsh climatic conditions. The temperature will be very high during the daytime, and they suffer from the lack of water. Because of these reasons, generally very few people live in the desert areas. The deserts as well as the Tundra region both are plain land. Yet very few people prefer to live there because of the harsh climatic conditions exist there. So far, we have studied about the different types of landforms, including mountains, plains, plateaus, and valleys. And today we discussed how the relief features affect the life of people. We know that people prefer to live on plain land rather than on mountains. Hope these points are clear. If you have any doubt on any topic which was explained, you are free to contact. I will be very happy to help you to clear your doubts. It is enough for today. Take care. Thank you.